Stop, my beloved child, stop right where you are. Do not move another inch and do not let your thumb scroll past this moment. This is not a coincidence. This is not a random occurrence of an algorithm or a lucky strike of fate. You are here because I, the creator of the heavens and the earth, have orchestrated this exact second, this precise breath, to collide with my word. I see you. I see the way you have been running, trying to outpace the shadows of your yesterday and the suffocating anxieties of your tomorrow. You are breathless, not from the speed of your life, but from the weight of the burdens you were never meant to carry alone. I'm calling out to you in this sacred silence, piercing through the noise of a world that wants to keep you distracted, defeated, and deaf to my voice. This is your Kairos moment, a divine intersection where my eternity meets your time. If you ignore this, you're not just skipping a video. You're turning away from a lifeline that I've extended specifically for your weary soul. Do not treat this as background noise. Do not let your mind wander to the endless tasks that await you. For this moment, the universe stands still for you. I, the Alpha and the Omega, the one who knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb, am speaking directly into the secret chambers of your heart. Silence the noise. Your running ends today, not because you are weak, but because I am here to be your strength. Before I reveal the depths of the blessing and the liberation I am bringing to your life this very hour, I want you to acknowledge my presence. Stop and declare that you are listening. Type "I am here, Lord" or 7007 in the comments right now to open the gates of your heart to this spiritual shift. By doing this, you are signaling to the heavens that you are no longer running away from your destiny, but running toward my light. And as you do, join this family of chosen believers by pressing the like button and subscribing to this channel. This is your first act of divine agreement, a signal to the spiritual realm that you are ready to walk in the rhythm of my grace, my protection, and my clarity every single day. Do not hesitate. Agreement releases momentum, and momentum creates miracles. Listen to me, chosen one. That exhaustion you feel deep in your marrow, that heaviness that makes your eyelids drop and your spirit sigh, it is not a sign of your failure. It is the alarm of your soul. It is the cry of a spirit that has been forced to adapt to cages it was never meant to inhabit. You have become so accustomed to the weight of your chains that you have started to believe they are a part of your identity. You call it normal stress. You call it just the way life is, but I call it a captivity that is about to be shattered by my hand. I have watched you in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, wondering if there is more to your existence than this repetitive cycle of survival and sorrow. I have seen the silent tears you've wiped away in the bathroom or the car so that no one would see your weakness. But in my eyes, those tears are liquid prayers, and I have collected every single one of them. Today, I'm issuing a divine decree over your life. This is not a suggestion, it is a spiritual command. The season of running is over. The season of hiding is finished. I'm pulling back the veil to show you that the very things you feared were hunting you are actually the pressures I'm using to forge you into a weapon of light. You're not breaking, you are being rebuilt. You are not lost. You are being aligned with a purpose so great it will make your past pains look like dust in the wind. Stay with me, for the fire I'm about to light will burn away everything that does not belong in your future. My child, as you remain in this sacred space, I am making a covenant with you regarding the transformation you will experience by the time this message reaches its final seal. Do not let your focus waver, for the enemy of your soul thrives on distraction, but my spirit thrives on your attention. If you stay until the end, I promise you 5 specific shifts that will alter the very fabric of your daily existence. First, an inexplicable peace, a serenity that defies your current circumstances, will begin to drape over your nervous system like a cooling weighted blanket. You have lived in a state of high alert for too long, your body vibrating with the echoes of battles I never asked you to fight. This peace will not come from your understanding, but from my presence quieting the storm within, so you can finally hear the whisper of your destiny. Second, the thick fog that has clouded your judgment and obscured your path will dissipate. You have been walking in a haze, wondering why every decision feels like a gamble. By the end of this hour, I will grant you a divine clarity that reveals the very next step you must take. No more guessing, no more wandering. Third, the invisible chains that have bound your habits, the spirit of procrastination that steals your time, and the paralyzing fear that prevents you from beginning will simply crumble and fall away. They cannot remain in the presence of the fire I am releasing. You will find that the things which once seemed impossible to overcome will no longer have a grip on your will, for I am replacing your hesitation with a divine momentum that carries you forward. Fourth, pay attention to your physical body, even now. That heavy tightness in your chest, that dull ache in your shoulders, that feels like you are carrying the weight of the world, it is being lifted. As my words penetrate your heart, you will feel a literal lightness, a buoyancy, as if a massive stone has been rolled away from the entrance of your spirit. And finally, fifth, I am activating a new authority in your voice. Your words will no longer fall to the ground empty. When you speak, the atmosphere will shift. When you decree a thing, it shall be established. You will move from a place of pleading to a place of commanding. These are not mere words. They are the blueprints of your new reality. Stay with me until the end, for I am doing a work in you that cannot be rushed, but must be received in full. My precious one, let us pull back the curtain on the hidden battles you have been fighting in the dark. I want to show you the map of your own exhaustion, so you can see that I have been with you through every mile of this frantic journey. You have wondered why you wake up more exhausted than when you went to bed even after a full night's rest. This is not a medical mystery. It is spiritual drainage. Your spirit is in constant flight while your body stays still, and this perpetual state of high alert is wearing out your temple. You feel a strange, invisible pressure whenever you are alone, as if eyes you cannot see are watching your every move, weighing your potential, and waiting for you to stumble. You find yourself starting new projects with a burst of holy fire, only to watch that flame flicker and die before the finish line. You label it as a lack of discipline, but I see it as an internal sabotage, a spiritual emergency brake being pulled because you are terrified of what happens when you actually succeed. You feel like a stranger in your own home, an outsider looking in on a family and a world that speaks a language your soul no longer understands. You have felt a literal tightness in your throat, a constriction that happens whenever you're about to speak your deepest truths, as if the very air around you is trying to keep your light from breaking through the darkness. There is a deep-seated resistance within you that you have mistaken for laziness, but it is actually a profound fear of your own greatness. You procrastinate not because you are uninspired, but because you know that the moment you truly step into your power, everything about your life will change, and the comfortable old versions of yourself must die. You have experienced sudden, unexplained bouts of digestive upset or a knotting in your stomach when you are on the verge of a breakthrough. These are physical manifestations of the spiritual warfare trying to block the flow of my abundance through you. You often feel a crushing heaviness in your limbs that makes simple daily tasks feel like climbing a mountain. You notice that your social circles are shrinking. People who once fit perfectly in your life now feel like sandpaper against your skin. This is not because they have become bad people, but because your spirit is being uprooted from shallow soil. You have a constant sense of waiting for the other shoe to drop, an inability to fully enjoy. My blessings, because you are perpetually bracing for a storm you believe is right around the corner. These symptoms are not evidence of a broken mind, but of a chosen soul that has outgrown its current environment and is struggling to shed its old skin. I want you to recognize these somatic cues, for they are the markers of a spiritual barrier, not a permanent defect of your character. You have felt a ringing in your ears or a sudden shift in the atmosphere of a room. When you walk in, this is the environment reacting to the dormant authority you carry. You find yourself intensely sensitive to the emotions of others, absorbing their grief and anxiety like a sponge until you are saturated and heavy, yet you have no place to pour it out. You struggle with a persistent imposter syndrome, feeling like a fraud, even when you achieve great things, because the enemy of your soul wants to keep you from owning the royal identity I gave you before time began. You see the recurring signs and the open doors I placed before you, but you lack the peace to walk through them. You feel a restless, agonizing itching in your soul to be somewhere else, to do something more, yet you feel tethered to a past you can no longer change. Listen to me. The aches in your lower back and the tension in your jaw are the physical anchors of this running cycle. They are the ways your body is shouting that it can no longer support the lie of your normalcy. They are not your sickness. They are the barricades we are dismantling together at this very moment. You are not losing your mind. You are finding your spirit. My precious one, the greatest trick the shadow has played on your heart is the lie of normalcy. You have spent years in a room where the air is thin and the light is dim, and over time your eyes have adjusted to the gloom. You have learned to navigate through the darkness with such skill that you have forgotten what the sun feels like on your skin. You have normalized the ache in your soul and the constant tension in your spirit, treating them like a second skin rather than the foreign invaders they truly are. This is the normal chains theory, the subtle creeping process where captivity begins to feel like home. You tell yourself that everyone struggles this way, that life is simply a series of disappointments to be managed, and that the emptiness you feel is just the price of survival. But I did not create you for a life of managed misery. I did not breathe my own life into your lungs so you could become an expert in surviving a drought. You were designed for the overflow, for the abundance of my spirit, and for a joy that radiates from the inside out. Do you realize how you have renamed your shackles to make them more palatable? You have looked at your crushing loneliness and called it fierce independence, convincing yourself that you don't need anyone because the pain of being misunderstood was too great to bear. You have taken your paralyzing fear, the fear that keeps you from stepping into the greatness I placed within you, and you have renamed it wisdom or prudence, telling yourself you are just being careful, when in reality you are hiding. You have looked at the stagnation in your life, the years where you have made no spiritual or emotional progress, and you have called it patience, waiting for a move of my hand that I have already initiated. I have come today to strip away these false labels. I have come to tear down the definitions you have built to protect your heart from further hurt. Those walls you built to keep the pain out have also kept my miracles at bay. It is time to stop calling a prison a sanctuary. It is time to recognize that the normal you have fought so hard to maintain is actually a counterfeit of the glory I have prepared for you. I'm standing here now to break the contract you made with mediocrity. You have settled for crumbs because you forgot you were a child of the king sitting at a table prepared in the presence of your enemies. The chains you carry are not part of your anatomy. They are not woven into your DNA. They are external attachments that I am melting away even now with the heat of my unconditional love. Do not be afraid of the light as it begins to pour into the dark corners of your life. It may sting at first, revealing the dust and the decay you have tried to ignore, but that light is the only thing that can set you free. I am rewriting your dictionary today. Where you said defeated, I say refined. Where you said finished, I say beginning. Where you said stuck, I say positioned. No longer will you accept the heavy and the hollow as your standard. You are being unshackled from the lie that this is all there is. Look up, my beloved, for your redemption does not just draw near. It is standing right in front of you, ready to lead you out of the cave and into the marvelous light of your true identity as the chosen one. My child, as we prepare to enter the heart of the battle. I'm not sending you out empty-handed. You have spent far too long trying to fight spiritual shadows with physical strength, and that is why you are weary. Today, I'm upgrading your arsenal. I'm handing you a shield that is forged in the fires of my faithfulness and a sword that is sharper than any two-edged blade of human manufacture. This shield is not merely for defense. It is a wall of fire that extinguishes every fiery dart of doubt, shame, and accusation the enemy throws at you. When you hold it, you are not just protecting yourself. You are occupying territory. And the sword I give you is my very word flowing from your mouth. When you speak my truths, the foundations of the darkness tremble. You are moving from a state of being hunted to becoming the one who pursues the light. Feel the weight of this authority settling on you now. It is not heavy like the world's burdens. It is the weight of glory, the caver that anchors your soul in the midst of the most violent hurricane. Where can you go to flee from my spirit? If you climb to the highest heavens, I am there. If you make your bed in the deepest depths of despair, in that rock bottom you thought was your end, behold, I am there also. If you take the wings of the morning and dwell in the remotest part of the sea, even there, my hand will lead you, and my right hand will hold you fast. Do not fear the darkness that has surrounded you, for to me the night shines as bright as the day. Darkness and light are both alike to me. I am the potter, and you are the clay. I have intricately woven you in the secret places, and I have seen every unformed day of your life. Every weapon formed against you shall fail, not because you are perfect, but because I am your dwelling place. I am your high tower, your refuge, and your very present help in trouble. You are anchored in me, and what is anchored in the eternal cannot be swept away by the temporary. Before we begin the 7 rounds of purification, I'm surrounding you with 7 layers of divine fortification. These layers are being woven around your mind, your heart, your household, your finances, your health, your purpose, and your lineage. Think of it as a spiritual perimeter that no thief can breach. Each layer is a decree of my protection that will be activated as we move forward. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are a student of my sovereignty. I am teaching your hands to war and your fingers to fight, but your greatest weapon will always be your surrender to my will. As we step into the fire, remember that I am not bringing you through the flames to burn you, but to make you fireproof. The 4th man in the furnace is already standing beside you. Take a deep breath and feel the atmosphere changing. The air is becoming thick with my presence, and the enemy is already losing his grip. We are moving from the waiting room to the war room, and from the war room to the throne room. Now, my beloved, the moment has come to activate the atmosphere of your surroundings through the power of your confession. I have shown you the symptoms, I have broken the lie of normalcy, and I have handed you your weapons. But a weapon unused is merely an ornament. To step into the 7 rounds of divine fire that await you, you must first align your spirit with my frequency. You must choose to stop being a passive observer of my grace and become an active participant in your liberation. Faith is not a feeling, it is a movement. It is the decision to reach out and touch the hem of my garment, even when the crowd of your doubts is pressing in against you. I am watching your hands right now, not just your heart. I am looking for the outward sign of your inward surrender. This is where the shift begins in the physical act of declaring what you believe in the spiritual realm. Before I release the first round of purification into your life, I require you to set a seal upon this moment so the thief cannot snatch away the seeds I am planting. Do not hesitate, for hesitation is the language of the running soul, and today we are walking in authority. Type this now, divine fire, cover me now. Do not see this as a mere comment on a screen. See it as a decree written in the courts of heaven, a seal that announces to every dark force that you are now under my protection. And as you tap the like button on this message, this is your act of divine agreement. Agreement releases momentum, and momentum is the wind that will carry you through the fire. By liking and commenting, you are telling the universe that you are in total alignment with my plan. You are signaling that you have stopped running and are now standing your ground. Do it now and feel the shift as the heavenly hosts respond to your bold declaration of faith. Shift your focus. My beloved, right now in this very moment, I'm calling you to lift your gaze from the dusty, jagged path of your struggles and look directly into my eyes. For too long, you have been hypnotized by the size of the giants in your land. You have spent your days measuring the height of the walls that surround you, and your nights calculating the depth of the valleys you've fallen into. You have become an expert on your problems, but you have become a stranger to my power. I am commanding you to stop looking at the mountain and start looking at the one who spoke the mountain into existence. The mountain is not your master. It is merely the stage for my glory. I'm shifting your perspective from the horizontal to the vertical. The horizontal view only shows you what is blocking you, but the vertical view shows you the one who is backing you. This is the shift that changes everything. It is the transition from a posture of begging for crumbs to a posture of commanding the atmosphere with the authority I have placed within you. Now feel the atmosphere of your room beginning to change. I'm stripping away the spirit of heavy mourning and replacing it with the garment of praise. I'm removing the victim's rags and draping the warrior's mantle over your shoulders. You have been asking me to please do something, but I am telling you to stand up and recognize that I have already given you the keys. The shift is not just in your mind. It is a spiritual realignment of your entire being. You are no longer looking up from the bottom of a pit. You are seated with me in heavenly places, looking down at the shadows that once terrified you. From this height, those giants look like ants. From this height, the impossible is simply a canvas for my miracles. Stop pleading like an orphan and start decreeing like a child of the King. This is your moment of vertical alignment. The ground recognizes your step not because you are perfect, but because the one who walks within you is the Lion of the tribe of Judah. I am calling for a radical change in your spiritual frequency. The frequency of fear is erratic and draining, but the frequency of my authority is steady and unshakable. Close your eyes for a second and breathe in the oxygen of heaven. The air you breathe in this moment is no longer polluted by the lies of the enemy. It is purified by the fire of my presence. I am resetting your spiritual pulse. I am recalibrating your heart to beat in rhythm with mine. This is the preparation for the warfare that follows. You cannot fight a spiritual battle from a place of emotional exhaustion. You must fight from a place of seated victory. Do you feel that spark of boldness rising in your chest that is not your own willpower? That is my spirit igniting the dormant strength I placed in you before the foundation of the world. You are being positioned, you are being elevated, you are being aligned. The shift has happened. Now we move into the fire, and we do not move as victims, but as the fire itself. Behold, we enter the first round of the divine furnace, where the heat begins to separate the gold from the dross. My beloved child, I am directing my fire toward the spirit of procrastination and the heavy shroud of avoidance that has paralyzed your hands. You have often called it a character flaw or simple laziness, but I tell you, it is a thief sent to squat in the corridors of your purpose. Procrastination is not just the act of waiting. It is the act of burying the seeds I gave you, because you are secretly terrified of the harvest. It is a spiritual shadow that whispers not yet until not yet becomes never. Today, I am pulling that shadow into the light of my presence. I see the lists you have made and abandoned the dreams you have shelved and the phone calls you have avoided because the weight of your calling felt too heavy for your tired shoulders. I am moving into the timeline of your life right now to reclaim the years the locusts of delay have eaten. The clock that was stuck is beginning to tick again, not with the frantic anxiety of the world, but with the steady, unstoppable rhythm of my grace. I stand before the altar of tomorrow that you have built in the secret places of your mind. For years, you have sacrificed your greatest potential on this altar, believing the lie that there will be a more perfect moment, a more convenient season, or a time when you finally feel ready. There is no such thing as being ready for a miracle. There is only being obedient to my command. I dismantle this altar of tomorrow right now with the thunder of my voice. I break the contract you signed with delay. That seductive voice that tells you to sleep a little longer, to scroll a little further, to wait until you are less tired, I silence it forever. I am injecting a divine urgency into your spirit. The time is not coming. The time is here. You have been running away from your greatness by hiding in the trivial, exhausting yourself with small things so you won't have to face the big assignment I have for you. I'm stripping away the comfort of your excuses. The perfect time is a phantom created by the enemy to keep you in the waiting room while the door to your destiny is already standing wide open. Pay attention to your body as I speak these words. Do you feel the heaviness that has been sitting on your eyelids, that strange, unnatural fatigue that comes over you the moment you think about your true purpose? That is the spirit of slumber, a spiritual sedative intended to keep you from seeing the opportunities passing you by. I command that heaviness to leave you now. I am washing your eyes with the water of my spirit so you can see with clarity. Feel the weight lifting from your brow. The mental fog that made every decision feel like wading through deep mud is evaporating under the heat of my presence. I am giving you the spirit of now. I am breathing a supernatural energy into your cells. You will find that the tasks you have avoided for months will now be completed in minutes. The mountain of unfinished business is being leveled. You're not just getting things done. You are catching up to the version of yourself that I always intended you to be. The thief of time is being evicted, and in its place I'm establishing a divine momentum that will carry you forward without effort. Now my fire moves to the second round, targeting the fog of normalcy and the low standards you have accepted as your reality. You have lived in the shadows for so long that you began to call the dimness sufficient. I am here to revoke your contract with mediocrity. You were not created to just get by, to just survive, or to settle for the crumbs that fall from the table of life. My fire is burning away the spirit of good enough. I am shattering the glass ceiling you placed over your own head. This fog of normalcy has made you settle for relationships that drain you, for work that stifles your spirit, and for a prayer life that has no fire. I am pouring a holy dissatisfaction into your soul. This discomfort you feel is my spirit stretching you, calling you out of the lukewarm waters and into the deep. I am clearing the atmosphere of your mind. Where there was confusion, there shall be conviction. Where there was compromise, there shall be a standard of excellence that reflects my glory. Feel a coolness washing over your forehead even as the fire burns away the lies. The pressure you felt to conform to the world's expectations is dissolving. You're no longer satisfied with the normal life because you realize you were born for the exceptional. I'm removing the scales from your eyes so you can see the beauty of the high calling I have placed on your life. You will no longer compare yourself to those who are comfortable in their chains. You are a pioneer, a pathfinder, a chosen one. The fog is lifting, and for the first time in years, you can see the horizon. It is vast, it is bright, and it belongs to you. I am recalibrating your heart to desire the things of heaven. No longer will you be content with the temporary when the eternal is within your reach. The second round is cleansing your vision, making you see yourself as I see you, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a masterpiece in progress. In the third round, my fire descends into the deep roots of your lineage to sever the generational runaway patterns that have plagued your family for decades. I see the cycles of your fathers and your mothers, the way they stopped when the pressure became too great, the way they turned back just before the breakthrough, the way they fled from the very blessings they prayed for. What stopped your father will not stop you. The walls that intimidated your ancestors will crumble at your feet. I'm breaking the flight response in your DNA. Where they chose to hide you will choose to stand. Where they chose to settle you will choose to conquer. I'm rewiring the spiritual nervous system of your bloodline. This round of fire is cutting the invisible umbilical cords to past failures. You are the one who breaks the cycle. You are the generational curse breaker. The pattern of running ends with you here and now. Feel a release in your lower back, the place where you have carried the weight of your family's unfulfilled destinies. That ancestral burden is being consumed by my fire. You are being lightened. You are being liberated. The ghosts of past disappointments no longer have a voice in your future. I'm speaking a new word over your heritage. From this moment on, your family tree will be known for its endurance, its courage, and its unshakable faith. The spirit of the runaway is being replaced by the spirit of the overcomer. You will walk through the doors that your parents only looked at from a distance. You will possess the land they were too afraid to enter. I am giving you a new name and a new history. The fire has reached the roots, and the old tree is being transformed into a garden of righteousness. You are standing on the shoulders of those who came before you, but you are not bound by their limitations. You are free. The fourth round of my fire intensifies as it exposes and consumes the fear of greatness that has been hiding in the marrow of your bones. It is a strange thing, my child, but you have been more afraid of your light than your darkness. You have been afraid that if you become truly powerful, you will be rejected, you will be alone, or you will be crushed by the responsibility. This fear has kept you playing small, wearing a mask of humility that was actually a shroud of terror. I am igniting the fire of boldness in your marrow. I am burning away the what-ifs and the who am I's. You are who I say you are. I am stoking the embers of the divine fire I placed in you before the foundation of the world. This is the round where the timid soul becomes a lion. I am removing the spirit of self-betrayal that makes you shrink back in the presence of opportunity. You will no longer apologize for your brilliance or hide the gifts I've given you. Feel the heat rising in your chest, a burning desire to be everything I created you to be. This is not arrogance, this is alignment. I am purging the poison of imposter syndrome from your heart. You belong in the rooms you are entering. You belong at the tables of influence. You are not a guest in your own destiny. You are the host. The fear of being too much is being replaced by the realization that you are exactly enough in me. My fire is melting the cold whispers of self-doubt that have told you to stay in the background. I'm pulling you to the front. I'm making your face like flint and your heart like a diamond, unbreakable and radiant. This fourth round is the ignition of your true identity. You're stepping out of the shadows of safe and into the glory of significant. The world is waiting for the authentic you to appear, and today that person is being born in the fire. In the fifth round, my fire sweeps through your storehouses and your resources, dissolving the invisible walls that have kept you in a cycle of lack and struggle. I see the holes in your pockets, the way resources seem to vanish just when you need them, the way opportunities dry up at the last moment, the way you work for a harvest that never seems to reach your table. I'm canceling the assignment of the devourer in your life. I am burning away the spirit of poverty and the mindset of not enough. I am opening the windows of heaven over your finances, but first I am purifying your relationship with abundance. I am removing the guilt you felt for wanting to prosper and the fear that you would lose your soul if you gained the world. I am showing you that I am the source of all supply, and I desire for my children to be well supplied for every good work. As this fire moves through your material life, feel your breath becoming deep and rhythmic. The suffocating anxiety of "how will I pay" is being replaced by the calm assurance of "my Father provides." I am leveling the hills of debt and filling the valleys of lack. I am giving you a supernatural wisdom for stewardship and a divine magnet for resources. The invisible blockages that prevented people from blessing you and doors from opening for you are being turned to ash. I'm establishing a new flow. You will no longer be a reservoir that stagnates. You will be a river that flows. I'm releasing the hidden riches of secret places into your hands. This round of fire is clearing the path for a prosperity that has purpose. You will have more than enough to fulfill your dreams and to be a blessing to the nations. The walls are down, the gates are open. The wealth of the wicked is being diverted to the hands of the righteous, who will use it for my glory. The 6th round of my fire is a soothing but powerful flame that fortifies your night season. I have seen your battles with insomnia, the intrusive thoughts that haunt your pillow, and the nightmares that try to steal the peace I give you in sleep. I'm stationing a 247 angelic vigilance over your subconscious mind. I'm purging the trauma and the movies of failure that play in your mind when the world goes quiet. My fire is acting as a wall of protection around your dreams. I'm cleansing your imagination from the pollution of the world and the scars of the past. Your sleep will no longer be a battlefield. It will be a sanctuary. I'm teaching you how to rest in the middle of the war, for the one who trusts in me can sleep while the storm rages outside. I'm quieting the internal noise that makes your brain race and your heart pound in the dark. Feel your jaw relaxing and your muscles surrendering to the support of my spirit. The tension you have held in your body, even while sleeping, is being released. I am giving you the sleep of the beloved, restorative, deep, and prophetic. In the night, I will speak to you. In the night, I will give you the strategies for the day. The spirit of fear that operates in the shadows is being evicted from your bedroom and your mind. You will wake up with a song of victory instead of a sigh of exhaustion. I am sealing the portals of your mind against the entry of anxiety. The night is no longer your enemy. It is the time of your greatest intimacy with me. This 6th round is your restoration of rest. You are being renewed while you sleep, for I am working even when you are still. Finally, the 7th round of my fire arrives to provide the final seal of your chosen identity. This is the round that answers the question, who am I once and for all? I am burning away every label that man has placed on you, the names you were called in childhood, the insults of former partners, the cold assessments of your critics. I am sealing your name in the book of the unstoppable. This fire is not just around you, it is becoming a part of you. You are being fused with the identity of a conqueror. Every remaining trace of self-doubt, every lingering shadow of "maybe I can't" is being completely consumed. You are emerging from this 7th round as a new creation. The old person who entered this message is dead. The person who remains is a vessel of my glory, a carrier of my presence, and a soldier of my peace. Feel a sense of liquid gold or intense light filling your entire being from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. You are glowing with the radiance of a soul that has been fully integrated with its purpose. This is the kavod, the heavy weight of my glory, that makes the enemy flee without a word. You are now marked in the spirit realm. When you walk into a room, the darkness will recognize the light within you and tremble. You are no longer running, because there is nothing left to fear. You are the fire. You are the chosen one. This 7th round is the amen to your transformation. It is done. The core warfare is over, and the victory is not something you are waiting for. It is something you are standing in. You are sealed. You are fortified. You are mine. My beloved, the 7 rounds of fire have passed over you, and you are not the same person who began this journey. The dross of your past has been consumed. The chains of avoidance have melted, and the atmosphere of your life has been recalibrated to the frequency of heaven. But do not let this moment pass without a physical manifestation of your spiritual authority. In the spiritual realm, silence can often be mistaken for a lack of consent or a wavering of the will. You must use your voice and your actions to lock in the victory that has been won in the secret places. Your words are the steering wheel of your destiny, and right now, I am placing the keys back into your hands. You are no longer a victim of the shadows. You are the commander of the light. The authority I've placed in your mouth is capable of shutting doors that no man can open, and opening doors that no man can shut. Type it again. No door is open to fear. Your words are authority. As you type these words, feel the finality of them. They are the nails that lock your freedom into place. And as a further act of divine alignment, press the like button. Now let this shield of light reach others who are still battling in the silence of their own running. By liking, you are extending the perimeter of my protection to your brothers and sisters who are crying out for a sign. Finally, subscribe to this family. This is not just a channel, it is your new rhythm, protection, clarity, and peace every day. This is your commitment to walking in the light and refusing to ever return to the cave of normalcy. The seal is set. We move forward now into the stillness of my peace. Now, breathe. Slow your heart, my beloved child. The intensity of the fire has done its work, and now comes the cooling rain of my spirit. I am lowering the frequency of the world around you so you can hear the beating of my heart. Take a deep breath. Inhale, my life. Exhale, the last remnants of the tension you have held for decades. This is the peace drop, a divine sedative for your weary nervous system. You have lived in a state of fight or flight for so long that your body has forgotten how to be still without feeling guilty or anxious. I am giving you permission to rest right now. I am placing my hand upon the erratic waves of your thoughts and commanding them, peace, be still. The adrenaline that once fueled your frantic running is being replaced by the steady, quiet power of my presence. You're not just calming down. You're being submerged in an atmosphere where anxiety cannot breathe. Feel the muscles in your neck and shoulders surrender. The battle was real, but the rest is deeper. Understand this truth. Chosen one. Peace is not the absence of the storm. It is the presence of my authority inside the storm. The world thinks peace is a quiet lake, but my peace is the ability to sleep in the back of a boat while the hurricane rages. You have been waiting for the war to end so you can finally be at rest, but I am teaching you how to be the center of stillness while the battle continues. This peace is your new atmosphere. It is the air you breathe and the ground you walk upon. It is a fortress that follows you wherever you go. When you walk into a room of chaos, the chaos will bow to the peace that carries you. You are no longer reacting to the shadows. The shadows are reacting to the light of my peace within you. This is not a temporary feeling. It is your new, permanent state of being. You are now the eye of the hurricane, unshaken and anchored in the eternal. I am recalibrating the very wires of your being at this moment. Every nerve ending that has been frayed by trauma, every pathway in your brain that was carved by fear and survival, I am smoothing them over with the oil of my comfort. You will find that the things that used to trigger your panic or make you want to run no longer have a hook in your soul. You will look at the giants that once made you tremble and feel nothing but a calm curiosity, for you know exactly who stands behind you. Your nervous system is no longer a conductor for the world's stress. It is a conductor for my glory. This stillness is not weakness. It is the highest form of spiritual strength. It is the posture of a victor who knows the outcome is already written in gold. Rest in this, for you are safe, you are held, and you are finally truly at home in my peace. Look closely, my beloved, for the tide is not just turning. It has already shifted. I am the God of the great reversal, and I am moving in your life to flip the script of your suffering. For years you have watched as the enemy tried to use your circumstances to drain you, trying to empty your spirit until you are nothing but a hollow shell of who you used to be. But here is the divine secret. What the shadow intended to use as a drain, I am now transforming into your fuel. Every tear you shed in the secret hours, every night you spent in the agony of being misunderstood, and every betrayal that cut you to the bone, these are no longer liabilities. They have become the very oil that will light the lamp of your destiny. I am taking the ashes of your past and compressing them into diamonds of authority. The very situation that was designed to break you is being repurposed at this very moment to build you into an unshakable force. You are witnessing the divine alchemy of my grace, where the bitter water of your suffering is being turned into the wine of your victory. The enemy thought he was burying you, but he didn't realize you were a seed that was destined to flourish in the dark. I am moving into the timeline of your life to bring about a supernatural restoration that defies human logic. I am the one who can restore the years that the locusts have eaten, and I am doing exactly that for you today. You have felt that you were behind in the race of life, that you had lost too much time to sickness, to grief, or to the mistakes of your youth. But I tell you that my timing is perfect, and I am collapsing time for your sake. I am bringing opportunities that should have taken decades to manifest into the palm of your hand in a single season. I am restoring the broken pieces of your heart and the fractured relationships that were torn apart by pride and the lies of the adversary. If a door was closed to protect you, I will keep it shut for your safety. But if a door was stolen from you, I will break down the barriers and return what is yours sevenfold. Your confidence, which was shattered by the words of critics and the weight of your own failures, is being rebuilt with the unbreakable bricks of my truth. You will no longer walk with a limp. You will run with the wind of my spirit at your back, for everything that was stripped away is being returned with a greater glory and a deeper substance than ever before. But understand this, I am not just restoring you to where you were. I am promoting you to a place you have never even dared to imagine. This is the season of your divine elevation. You have passed the tests of the hidden season, the tests of discouragement, and the grueling tests of the waiting room. You have shown me your faithfulness in the small, dark corners of your life, and now I am moving you to the platform of your purpose. This promotion is not for your vanity, but for my glory and the healing of those around you. It is a promotion into a higher level of spiritual influence, a greater depth of revelation, and a wider reach of impact. The people who overlooked you will now see the unmistakable work I am doing through you. The very ground you walk on will recognize your new rank in the Spirit. You are being moved from the back of the line to the front, from the apprentice to the leader, from the one who runs to the one who rules with peace. This is a divine promotion that no man can block and no demon can steal. Step into it with your head held high, for you are my masterpiece, and your finest hour has finally arrived. My beloved, look into the mirror of my word and see the transformation that has taken place within the secret chambers of your soul. You are no longer the person who walked into this moment with trembling knees and a heart full of shadows. I have stripped away the identity of the refugee, the one who is always looking over their shoulder, waiting for the past to catch up or for the other shoe to drop. Today, I am bestowing upon you a title that has been reserved for you since before the stars were named. You are a warrior of peace. Do not mistake this for a passive existence. A warrior of peace is not someone who avoids conflict, but someone who carries a stillness so profound that it disarms the chaos of the world. You do not fight for victory. You fight from victory. You carry the atmosphere of the heavens into the turmoil of the earth, and where you stand, the darkness must flee, not because of your strength, but because of my light radiating through you. I have placed a mantle of authority upon you that changes the very way you carry yourself in the physical and spiritual realms. You move different now. Your stride is no longer hesitant or apologetic. It is weighted with the quiet confidence of the one who backs you. The ground itself recognizes the frequency of your footsteps, for you walk with the rhythm of my heartbeat. When you enter a room, the atmosphere shifts because you carry the King of Kings within you. You have been upgraded from a victim of circumstance to a commander of the light. The insecurities that used to dictate your choices have been burned away in the 7 rounds of fire, leaving behind a refined spirit that knows its worth. You no longer seek the validation of men, for you have the approval of the Almighty. You are a sovereign spirit, a chosen vessel, and a beacon of unshakable hope in a weary world. Your voice has been upgraded from a whisper of doubt to a decree of truth. When you speak, you no longer plead with the shadows, you command them to move. You are a diplomat of my kingdom, an ambassador of grace, in a world that has forgotten how to forgive. The enemies that once hunted you now see the fire of my presence surrounding you like a wall of flame, and they understand that to touch you is to touch the very apple of my eye. Do not shrink back into the old skin of playing it safe. That version of you is dead, buried under the weight of my glory. You are a new creation, born of the Spirit and fortified by the fire. Go forth with your head held high and your heart wide open, for the heavens are cheering your name, and the earth is waiting for the manifestation of the power you now carry. You are my warrior of peace, and your path is lit by the dawn of an eternal victory. My child, the territory of your soul has been reclaimed, but a territory won must be a territory guarded. I'm giving you the divine strategies to ensure that the victory you have received today becomes a permanent dwelling place rather than a fleeting visit. To keep the fire of my presence burning without burning yourself out, you must embrace the rhythm of my rest. I am calling you to a disciplined Sabbath, not merely a day on a calendar, but a sacred space in your week where the world is shut out, and I am the only focus. This is where you recharge your spiritual batteries and allow my peace to sink deeper into your bones. In this new season, you must also master the holy authority of saying no to the things that belong to your old running self. You are no longer obligated to carry the burdens of everyone who crosses your path. Set boundaries that protect the peace I've given you. Guarding your energy is not an act of selfishness. It is a high form of stewardship over the temple I have built within you. Be vigilant about the gates of your soul, your eyes, and your ears. The world will try to flood your mind with its static, its fear, and its comparison to lure you back into the shadows of normalcy. You must become a gatekeeper of your own mind, filtering everything through the light of the truth I have spoken over you today. If it does not bring life, if it does not fuel your purpose, it has no place in your sanctuary. Furthermore, use the weapon of radical forgiveness to sever any remaining cords that tie you to the pain of your past. Forgiveness is the ultimate liberation. It is the act of handing the judge's gavel back to me so you can walk away free. And when the old anxieties try to whisper that you should start running again, do not panic. Simply stop and use a breath prayer. Inhale, my name. Exhale your worry. Let your breath be a bridge back to my presence. These practical steps are your post-war strategy. Walk in them and you will find that the ground of your victory remains unshakable. My precious child, we have reached the threshold of your new beginning. The decree has been issued from the throne of grace. The fire has purified the dross of your past, and the peace of the Almighty now rests upon you as a permanent divine seal. Do not let the world or the whispers of the enemy tell you otherwise. The chains are gone, the fog has lifted, and you are standing firmly in the center of your divine appointment. It is done. It is finished. What I have spoken over you today is now etched into the fabric of your reality, protected by my love, and fueled by my spirit. You are no longer the one who runs in fear. You are the one who reigns in peace. Carry this word as a glowing torch into every dark place you encounter, and watch as the shadows bow before the light of the Chosen One dwelling within you. Before you step out into this new life of authority, place the final seal upon this prophecy so that no thief can snatch away what has been deposited into your spirit. Type this final declaration. Now it is done. My future is guarded. Let these words echo in the halls of eternity as a testament to your faith. And as you do, subscribe to this family and press the like button one last time, not as a mere gesture, but as a signal of your eternal agreement with the kingdom. What I have started here today, I will continue to build layer by layer until my glory is fully visible in you. You are part of a royal lineage, and you shall never walk in loneliness or lack again. But do not let this momentum stop here. Your victory is secure, yet your training in this new authority has only just begun. Do not leave this sacred atmosphere just yet. I've prepared another bridge for you to cross. There is a specific revelation waiting for you in the next message, a word designed to lock your financial storehouses and guard your sleep against any final pursuit of the enemy. It is the second half of the key I've given you today. Step into it now, stay in my presence, and let us complete the work of your total restoration. I am with you from this moment until the end of the age.